AFL is one of the most popular domestic sport in Australia. And so here this session very cautiously because there will be some quiz towards the end and free giveaways as well. Uh,
Awesome.
yeah, so I wanted to make this complete AFL theme.
I
So
wonder what happens to people who watches a recording of this.
they're gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have shorts, I have t-shirt. Yeah, so let's see like how it goes. All right. So do you know about the history that first AFL game was played in 1858? And we are so lucky. Do you know what date or month it was? Can any one of you make any guess?
Today.
7th
August.
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 Today.
7th
August.
August.
Exactly. So it
7th
was
August.
7th. Yes, it was 7th August 1858. So I don't know, like it's coincidence or what, but yeah, that's the fact. So it was played between Scotch and Melbourne Grammar School. And what happened? I was doing reading a research paper by James and going to the history during late 1850s. There was an captain Thomas Wentworth who used to play, who was an excellent cricket captain as well as an excellent football player. And cricket emerged as a summer sport for Australia. So he thought that he wanted to have form a football club uh, so that his players will be like will be ready for the game, will be fit for the game. So he spoke with the MCC, or if you are in Melbourne, you know MCC is Melbourne Cricket Club. So he and Melbourne Cricket Club agreed to form the first club, footy club, which is known as Melbourne Football Club, uh, in 1858. And in the next year, in 1859, if you are in Victoria, you know Geelong. So Geelong Cats was the next football club formed in 1859. So there the story started, and of course, due course of time, the rules of the game changed. But remember, Melbourne Football Club was was one of the clubs who was involved in writing the rules of the sport. All right. So, because the game started in Melbourne, it started growing gradually in the state of Victoria first. So, in 1877, Victoria Football Association was formed, and new clubs, local clubs, suburbs, they start evolving. And in 1990, AFL was formed. So, difference is VFL is state, and because they wanted to go national level, so AFL was formed in the year 1990, so that other states from South Australia, Western Australia, can also clubs can participate. So now what happens? Coming to the rules of the sport. So have every one of you watched football or soccer at any point of time in your life? So you know you have a little bit of. So AFL is similar. It is played between two teams. Okay. Now remember the size of the stadium is bigger than even a football stadium or a soccer stadium, and it is round in shape. Okay. And it is played in four different quarters. So when I'm telling you the rules of the game, uh, it's okay if you can't get all the rules because you will learn it over a period of time. So it is played in four quarters, just like basketball, and each quarter is 20 minutes with extra time. And each of the team has 18 players on the field plus four substitutes, which can come and go 90 times. So this is different, interesting. Okay, because here the tactics comes. And this is made because this game involves enormous amount of running. All the athletes have to run a lot. And because it is bigger in size, so that is why 18 players are there. And like in soccer, this team is also divided into three parts. So one is defense, whose main aim is to defend, not to allow the opposition to score. And then there is a midfield, which is in the center, whose main aim is to take the ball from the defense and forward it to strikers or forward. And the final is, as I said, forward, whose main aim is to maximize the score. So I believe like this happens. So if there are 18 players in each of the team, so they will be playing against each other and scoring at the opposite ends. Okay. Now, how does the scoring happens? If you see my four fingers, the if you see any footy game, uh, it will have four poles at each of the end. Now, the middle two poles, if a team scores, and if the ball goes, footy goes between the middle two poles, it is known as a goal, and 6 points are awarded for a goal. Right now, if football is kicked and if it does not goes cleanly, by what I mean, if it either touches the middle two poles or goes outside of the middle two but inside of the external. Okay, I repeat it again because it might sound a little complex. If it goes cleanly from between the center two, it is known as goal and 6 points are awarded. If it is not a cleans, which means if it touches the center two or goes outside, it is known as behind and 1 point is awarded. Right? So a common football score may look like 1-1-7. Okay, now 1-1-7 means I'll go from left to right. 1 is goal, next one is behind, and 7 is the total. So how many points are awarded for a goal? 6, right? 6. So 6 plus behind is 1 and total is 7. So that is why I said 1-1-7. So if it is, suppose it is 2-0, then the final score will be, first 2 is, 12. Yes, so 12, yes. Or if it is 2-1, then the final score will be 12 plus 1, 13. So this is score of one team versus another team will have similar score, like number of goals they scored and number of behinds, and whoever total is more, they won. Now there are 18 teams in the top league, and out of 18 teams, because some of you are most of you are from India, like IPL in Indian cricket, the cricket league, there are I think 8 teams. So in AFL there are 18 teams who played 22 matches in the season, which is winter season. And at the end of the season, top 8 teams qualify for playoff, which is, we can say, for a knockout game, or they have their own top 8 teams will be playing. And out of top 8, top 2 teams will play for grand final. Grand final is final, but it is AFL, so just the terms are different. Now, coming to the interesting point, I forgot how the game is played actually. How do we pass to each other? So we can pass to each other. One is through hands. We can use the hands in the game of footy. And it is done by hand pass, which is known as handball in footy. So in basketball, we will pass like this. But in footy, you have to make a fist and with thumb out, not inside, thumb outside. And with this fist, you have to hit from here, center, to the lower portion of the footy, near to the lower portion. And because this is an egg shape, remember, it by the law of physics, and because it's always windy, especially in Melbourne, it always swings. Whether you kick it, whether it take bounce, it can go in any direction. That is the interesting point of this egg-shaped ball. The second, so one is hand pass. Second is you can also kick to someone to pass. Now, when you kick, if the person takes a clean catch, like cricket, it is known as a mark. In footy, it is known as a mark. Now, interesting point is, if I kick to you and you are standing more than 15 meters, and if you take a clean catch, it is a mark. No opponent player can touch you. So when you are watching a footy, you might think, oh, game is continuing and why the game has stopped. It hasn't stopped. It's just because a person has taken a clean catch, which is beyond 15 meters, and that person is allowed to take it freely. Okay. The other thing is, if I have to score, I can run on my own as well. However, I can't run more than 15 meters. So after 15 meters, I have to bounce it to the ground. And that's where the interesting point is. It's not easy to make bounce with this X-shaped footy, because after bounce, it can go to any direction. Final thing about scoring: to score, we always have to kick this to the goal. Like, I cannot punch this ball with my hand. I have to kick with my legs to score. Now, yes, what are the common terms? How you can interact with the fans? What do the fans say? So generally, some of the skills in this are a brilliant kick. A person will kick brilliantly, and a person will take mark. And by taking mark, now this is something interesting. When the ball is in the air, these are very strong athletes. They can actually jump over other athlete to take the catch. So normally, let's say I'm going to take a catch. Vinesh is my opponent. Vinesh may come from behind, and he can actually jump very high so that he lands on my shoulders and take the catch, takes the advantage. This sometimes happens, and that is called as specky. Specky, Aussies, they shorten the word. Specky is known as for spectacular catch, spectacular mark. So you can say, oh, what a specky! That was specky. That was specky. Also, sometimes there's another slang which is generally used, not just in footy, but otherwise as well. Like, they say, if you watch, you might have, oh, he's a gun, she's a gun. So that means that person or that player is brilliant. So you can say, yeah, if you hear, oh, that means like that athlete is solid. Okay, so these are the terms. Now, what happens during the match days? Generally, people they like wearing scarf, cap, and jacket. So this is very common. You will one of the things that you will like in this footy culture is, which is something unique, is same family supporting different clubs. They will go, they will shout at each other, they will cheer, they are passionate, but as soon as the sports ends, they will be laughing with each other. So each club may have, each family may have father, son, or father, daughter, supporting different clubs. Okay. Now, some of the interesting games of footy are Collingwood and Carlton. They are the rivals. So whenever Carlton and Collingwood are happening, matches happening, you may see uncertain things, and yeah, people are shouting and all. But yes, footy is very like, people are very respectful for each other. So this is something interesting. Also, when I said there are 18 clubs, these 18 clubs basically are named after the name of suburbs. So we are in Melbourne. It's the name is Melbourne Football Clubs, and they also have a common name. Like, Melbourne Football Club is known as Demons. So Demons, the story behind it is that earlier the Melbourne Football Club was known to be by name of a flower. Okay, so this happened, like, this story I heard when I was working with Melbourne Football Club last year. And they told me that over a period of time, they did an analysis that flower is something like, which is very soft and all. And if you have to relate it to the game of footy, where I forgot to mention that even tackles are allowed in this game. So that flower does not matches with the team. So let's create something like, because when you are in footy, you have to cheer, you have to be passionate, you have to be strong. So they came up with Demons, Melbourne Demons. And another interesting thing about footy is, or in Aussies, Australia, is they never use the word full. So if you say Melbourne Football Club, they will say, okay, you are, you know about footy. But if you are a real fan, you will either say D's, Melbourne Demons, or even shorter of it, D's. So for St. Kilda Football Club, it will be Saints. Uh, Collingwood Football Club, Magpies, or just say Pies, not even Magpie. So if you see Collingwood Football Club, the bird Pies is there, Magpie is there. Richmond, known as Richmond Tigers or Tigers. Geelong, known as the Cats, and so on. Yeah, there are clubs in Western Australia, Fremantle, known as the Dockers, or West Coast Eagles, known as the Eagles, who were the champions in 2018. All right. What happens after the game finishes? When the game finishes, there is also a unique thing about AFL. The players go to the dressing room, and each club has their own song. So the players will form a circle around each other, putting heads down, and then playing with each other, throwing water, and they will sing their own club song. So every club has their own club song, and this is like this happens at the end of every game. Uh, I think, yeah. So I think this is all uh, finishes about footy. Before I move to thank you. Before I move to the questions, do you have any questions for me?
That Ankit, for Mark, how many meters it was? 15 or 50?
15, 1-5.
1 5. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and when you say 18 players, there are 18 players at one point in the field, or is it like including the substitutes?
Yeah. So 18 players in the field plus 4 substitutes. So team will have 22 players, but on the
Oh,
field there will be 18 players each team.
okay.
I've also seen players handling the ball and keeping or after the line. So they jump and they keep the line after the line where the poles are. So that is also a goal or something like that. Can they do that? Run and come and keep the ball after the line.
Sorry, can
Uh, the players holding the rugby ball
yes.
and running at the end of the goal, the line without hitting it, they keep the ball. So is that rugby or
Yeah,
is
so
that
that is rugby. Yeah, that is rugby. Yeah, yeah, you
okay?
can't do it in footy because in footy you actually have to kick.
Okay.
Yeah, this one thing I forgot to tell you about tackle. So in footy, if a player is running, an opponent can tackle the player, and the way to tackle is you can so assume I am running and I have the footy in my hand. So a player can hold me, and it should be below the shoulder and above the knee. So you will
Okay.
see if just visualize a player is running with the footy, you can actually hold the player, and then the player falls down.
So other
So
than that, they can't do anything. They can't push or they can't hit with the shoulders or something like that.
ideally it is not allowed, but
Okay.
you will see pushing and a little bit of physical touches. You will see this, and even to some extent this is allowed. You will yeah. So yeah, referees sometimes allow this to happen. Sometimes they give free kick, foul.
Ankit,
I have one
what
question.
happens? You go ahead.
Yeah,
You go
yeah.
ahead, Joe.
Just
No
you
problem.
can go first. Yeah, okay.
Okay. How do they start the game? Like in say in basketball, they stand outside the line and then they pass the ball, and that's how they started here. And but whereas in football, it starts in the center of the field. So
Yeah, that's a interesting question. I forgot to tell you. So in starting is also interesting. They similar to football, they start from the center, but it is known as center bounce. So the referee, if I'm the referee, I will hold the ball in the air, and I will hold the ball like this with two hands and hard hit on the ground. So what happens? It will go to the ground, touch the ground, and bounce as high as it can. So I don't have the exact measurement how much it should bounce, but there is a rule that it must be hit hard by the referee on the ground, and it must bounce to a certain extent so that players from and then as soon as it bounces, players from both hands there are like two opposition players who are facing each other. They will like come and jump and try to snatch the ball from each other. And also there are many referees. I don't know the number, but you will also see many referees. There's not one referee. Yeah, Jyotsna, yeah.
So there's no formation as such, like how it's there in rugby, for them to attack. In the beginning, they have to engage and stuff, right? In rugby.
Yeah, there is a formation, and there are names also, ruck rover, who are specialized in that. Yeah, but I didn't wanted to include that in
I'm
today's.
just curious.
Yeah, but there is.
Okay.
Yeah, Nitesh.
I was asking you what happens when there is a tie.
Okay, tie. So if it is a league match, it's a draw. If it is a knockout, let's say grand final. So I remember there was a it has almost, like, in my memory, never happened, but I believe if it happens, it might be a rematch.
Oh, it happens some other day. The rematch happens on some other day.
Yeah, some other day. Yes. So maybe next week.
Okay. And like football, there are some red and yellow cards.
There are no cards, but yes, referee gives the foul. So for example, there could be a foul which I have made, and then the opponent team will get an advantage, like they will get a possession. Okay, because I had the possession, I made the foul, so they will get the possession. Or there could be another foul that referee may say, okay, this is a foul. They may give opponent the possession as well as 50 meters in, which means the possession can come 50 meters inside the opponent's end and score. So just think, like, for example, in game of soccer, you have possession in the middle of the ground and you get the free kick. It's difficult to score because its goalpost is far. But if you are not only given the possession but also 50 meters, you are given inside, you can go, then the goalpost will be very, very close, so it's easy to score. So these are the fouls that opposition teams can get.
What's with the coach? The coach usually sits in a cabin and phones down strategies. What's with that?
Yeah, so this is another technical things I didn't include, but yes, Vinesh is right. This is also unique thing you will see only in footy, that coaches will never be standing on the ground, unlike football or some other sports. The coaching staff is a very big staff, and they actually sit on top of, like, on the first or the second floor of the stadium, and it's a dedicated space. The reason is, footy is a game, from my experience, if you watch, like, let's say, if players are if you watch from a height, many players, and a big ground is there from a height, so you can actually see what is happening on the ground. So it's like when we use the phrase a bird's eye view, so you realize, okay, what's happening on the ground. If you are standing on the level of the ground, you will see the game, but you will not understand the strategy, how the players are running. But from top, you will actually see what mistakes your team is making, what is happening. So that is why, like, if you go and watch any sport in this world, or basketball, anything, if you watch from a height, you will see what is happening. So this is one reason coaches are there. At the same time, in footy, there is an interesting point. If coaches see something, they actually can call to the staff who is actually standing downstairs, and they are called the message givers, which is unique to footy, you will never find. And those people will go and pass the coach message to the players during the game. They are allowed to go inside the field, and you will see, and they can actually speak to players. So these things are happening, like game is going on, position, and you will see people running and passing coaches message. So this is how it works, which is really unique about footy. Any more questions?
I think it's a great game. I've never heard of these rules, all new ones, but yeah.
Thank you. So thank you, Sanju. So now, coming to questions, and I have some giveaways like uh, yes. So
Ankit,
yeah.
just to make things clear, let people type in the chat so that there is no conflict. Whoever answers first will get in. Otherwise, it will be a mess.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. So for first question, what you can say is yeah, you can write your answer, and after that, whoever answer comes first,
First,
you can use short form as well. Like if I'm asking a club name, you can write FC for football club, or you can just write yeah, so that it makes understand, and then you can say your response. Okay, so name any four AFL clubs.
Tats did it. Tats did it.
Yeah, Tats has done. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Tats is the winner.
Yeah, Tats the winner. Okay.
You can write it down, Ankit, in case you forget.
Yeah.
Giri got it too. Reshma, I think
Okay,
Reshma got
it's
two.
we'll go only with the
So,
first one.
yeah. I just want
Now is stats out of the game.
Now the second question, name any two skills in footy. Any two skills. You can Google as well. This is a tough one. Yes,
Mark and handle.
Jyotsna is right. Jyotsna is the winner.
Joe.
Good.
Kicker, tackle, mark, tackle, defense, mark. Good.
I think Sanju had asked this. So how many players are there each team on the field?
18.
Joe.
Joe. So I think Joe already won, so it goes to Suchi.
Yeah, Suchi.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the club? Okay. Remember, you have to write the short name or how it is known as. What is the club from Geelong popularly known as? Yeah. So wait. Nitesh. Okay, I think
Nitesh. Nitesh got it.
Okay. Last question. What is the club from Melbourne known as? Demons, D's. Okay, Giri got it. Is it Giri?
No, Tats
No,
got it, so
Tats.
it's Giri. Tats already won, so it's Giri.
Okay. I missed
Sanju
one.
said MFC, but I don't think it's known as MFC.
No, not MFC. It is known as
Abhishek said
MFC, but my answer here.
Devils is not demon, so Abhi got it wrong as well. Yeah.
I missed one name. Please correct me. First,
Yeah.
so this is the end of the quiz. So first
Yeah.
name was Tats, seconds were Joe, third was Suchi, and what was the fourth one? Like
I think it was Nitesh. Yeah.
Nitesh, and last one was Giri.
Giri.
Okay. So okay. So
Will you send it on Google Meet or?
okay. So if you are in Melbourne, I'll give it to you after the lockdown. However, like if you are in Sydney or some other place, I'll keep your stuff like and you can give it away. So one I have, and you can decide what you want. This is Saint Kilda, if you can see. So this is Saint Kilda Next Generation Academy, which is for youth team. This is a T-shirt. So if you have one, should we start? Oh yeah, I think Tats. It will fit Stats as well because this is for male. Sorry, I have to say like it is for male. So long size. So I think it will fit him. So Tats, this is for you. Second, for Joe. So Joe, you have to decide one of these. So I have two footies, maybe three. So
one for me, please.
oh yeah. So I have more. So whichever Joe doesn't decide. So which one you would want to keep? You can keep it on table or like something.
I'll take white.
White one? Okay, I'll keep you. And are you based in Melbourne?
Yes.
Okay, remember your gift because I might forget. The third, because it is.
We can see this video.
Yeah. Okay, third one is sushi.
I would like a cap if you don't mind. Is that
Cap?
possible? Yeah.
Cap, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I actually had a cap.
Yeah, that's why.
So,
Yeah.
Saint Kilda cap.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
the cap looks cool.
Yeah, cap is, yeah, cool, yeah.
Thank you. But
No
how are
worries.
you going to get it to Gold Coast now?
Oh, yeah, that's for you to decide, yeah.
Okay.
Now, the next one is not related to footy, but this I got during the Women's T20 Cricket World Cup, which happened in February, March. So this is the t-shirt, but this is another one which I never had to wear. So Nitesh, if you don't like it, if you don't like this t-shirt, I have some other thing. I can give you some other thing. But this is the t-shirt for Women's Cricket World Cup. But I think it will fit your size. Official from ICC.
Wow.
Is it unisex for sure?
Unisex, yeah. It was for my size. This one I wore. This was
Nice, man.
another that was given to me, but I never used it.
No worries, Ankit, I'll have it.
So this is Cricket World Cup. T-shirt only, not cap, t-shirt. And I actually didn't have the last one, but let me see. Who's there? Giri. Okay. Giri, I have two choices for you. You can choose one actually because I had two t-shirts, but this one is long in size. So
Okay.
you can either select this or one of the remaining footies, like this one.
Yeah, I'll take the footy.
Footy? Which one?
Yeah. The small one.
Small one? All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, if anyone wants to take, this is a long size and would fit male actually because
Sandeep.
yeah. So it goes to Sandeep. So yeah, that is. So remember your gift.
Consolation prize.
I'll meet you in Vinesh's meetup there in Melbourne.
Yeah. Sure. And Vinesh, I didn't prepare for this, but yeah, you can ask for, and I mean, I think this T-shirt is still left. Yeah, one T-shirt is still left.
I think
I think
we'll-
Sandeep has
yeah.
taken. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can.
Footy.
I'll give you this footy.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Or I'll give you more options later. Like I'll just have to figure
Yeah,
it out.
that's all right.
Yeah, I'll just arrange something.
If you want to be on the top, you have to give a good one to Vinesh.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess he's like the chief guest of honor. He should be awarded with a scarf or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have a scarf as well, not to worry.
Excellent. Love it. Yeah.
I think I like this tricolor. So I think this is for Vinesh.
Okay.
And this is also red, so you can have a little bit of Manchester United in
That's
this.
what I thought. So
Yeah. So scarf
All
is for Vinesh.
yeah. All right. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Ankit. It was a really specky session, if I get it right. Yeah, it was a really nice session. And just as a reminder, in Melbourne, in Victoria, we have a public holiday on the eve of finals. Not on the finals, on the day before the finals.
Yeah.
Right. So that's big. And we used to have a big parade, and the MCG, the whole area around MCG is literally like a carnival. If you're in Melbourne, and I don't think it'll happen this year, but when it happens, you have to go for it. You get free. I mean, everyone takes bags of these balls and gives it free to everyone. Right, so it's a big carnival, and I was there once, and that's a huge thing. Yeah, Ankit.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, yes. So what Vinesh, so this is also unique, but there are a lot of things. So I missed out on many things. But yeah, because even with me, like it happens, like it took time for me to learn many things about footy. So what happens before the grand final. So it happens on Friday, last week of September, which is a holiday. And sorry, before that is a holiday. And then the carnival is of 3 days, but just 1 day before, the two finalist teams are allowed to have a grand parade in CBD to Melbourne. So it starts somewhere from Melbourne CBD, and fans will come, neutral fans will come, but exclusively to the top two teams who will be playing the final. Usually what happens in other sports, cricket, football, and other sports, when the team wins the World Cup or the tournament, they are allowed to have a grand parade. But in footy, it happens a day before it because it's a celebration of everyone coming together. So yes, it happens differently. And you can actually go to MCG a day before and you will see all the sponsors coming, giving you free stuff and all.
And they also have huge sale.
Yes, huge sale, yes.
Yeah, so